screen. My aim this morning is to grant you access to God's wisdom, which is able to effectively build you for value and quality service to your generation. Once again, my name is Apostle Olarotimi Olukola, and I would like to say to you out there, I hope you're having a blessed morning. I hope you slept good. But beyond that, just to talk to you, who is out there and may not have had the best of, day, either yesterday or whatever. I said this on Sunday, that the next day is God's opportunity for you to correct what you could not do the previous day. And so I would like for you to get energized. You may be watching right now and it feels like you want to just jump out of this series, but no, this is me telling you to stay, because trust me, God is doing something behind the scene, and if you can just trust him long enough, you'll see your life scale. Have you ever come in contact with a situation in life where you feel that you cannot scale beyond, you feel that you cannot go across? And most of the times when we come to that space, we either enter covenant with God, and there is a sense of commitment to God, promising God that if that area is sorted, we'll be fine with him. But then we cross it. The funny thing is that we don't even know when we cross it. Most of the greatest problems that shape our lives, we don't know when we cross it. The funny thing is that when we cross it, we forget that God helped us. And one thing we must learn to do once in a while is to look back and check whether God really helped us through the Red Sea. The method with which he does it does not really matter sometimes, because he is God. But in the end, there is an assurance that you would keep moving forward. And so in the previous days, we started talking about quite a few things. And this morning, I'm going to be delving much more deeper into the matter of accessing corridors of power. Now, why am I doing this? Because I believe it has a lot to do with where God is taking us as a people. I so much believe that God has a great plan for every one of us there, all right? And so if you are not sensitive to the wisdom God has put within you, what happens is this: you will keep blowing opportunities. And a lot of people, I think it was something I read about a woman, one of the greatest deal made on Shark Tank. Okay, one of the greatest deal that was made on Shark Tank was actually about a woman who decided to get a device that gets the DNA of cats. Now, she appears before Shark Tank and was demanding about $250,000 for that company. And so everybody bailed out. Everybody was like, hello, I can buy a cat for $9, but the worth of each DNA collector is about $29. So why will I buy a cat for $9 and buy DNA collector for $29? Instead, if the cat has problem, I can just change the cat to another $9. That looks familiar. Am I correct? Yeah. So guess what she does? She persisted. She told them clearly there, say, I'm not getting out of this place without a deal. Every other person had bailed out. She would not agree to go. She stood there. And then it happens to be this one guy. Man has a bald head. He's always there. His son works for Elon Musk. And I think he worked for Steve Jobs at some point. Worked as an associate or as an employee or something. So the man, because of a woman's persistence, he did not understand the business, so he gave her the whole $250,000 just because of persistence. Now, guess what? 6 months later, she does a turnover of $3 million. And what happened? So everybody was trying to find out, what happened? How did you do it? So guess what? In 6 months' time, she had the data of almost about hundreds of thousands of cats. She had the data of those cats. And a company needed those data to do something. And so the only person that had that information was she. And that was how she was able to sell the data of cats for about $3 million. And then the man said something. He said, you don't need to understand. Everybody does not need to understand what is in your heart for you to carry it out. You see, sometimes in the quest to getting everybody to understand what you're trying to do, what happens is that you lose what you're trying to do. Check out, most times, in fact, even when God wants to do great things with you, you discover that God does not make every information about that thing come out. Even to you sometimes, you know why? You can say, God will just show you a step. Because if you can say the whole thing, you are giving Satan something he can fight with. No, real truth. I think Gary Casey also said the same thing. Gary Casey, the man who was in debt, his wife was in debt, they were very poor to the point where, the poor call them poor. And then he went to the Lord. Lord, what do I do? He started reading scriptures for himself. And that was one of the greatest wisdom points he discovered. Now, let me tell you the truth, that God hides his wisdom. And I want to believe every worker, every leader is out there, please. Let's ensure that. Now, he said God ensures, all right? I don't know how God does it, but he finds a way to ensure that everybody who he wants to help, all right, has a sense of just 1% knowledge of where he wants to take them and how he wants to take them there. They just know that they're going to be great, but they don't know how they're going to get there. He does it for two reasons. Number one, to ensure you keep trusting him for the next step. And number two, to ensure that he does not put it in your mouth so that you will not say it and Satan will have words to attack. So the greatest virtue as a child of God we need to give God is trusting in the Lord. Trusting every step. Trusting every action. Trusting everything. That's why our trust level are different. The same things you believe in, somebody else may not believe in it. Are we together now? Because the trust is our map to the destination God has for us. It's very powerful. Now, on the matters of accessing the corridors of power, I'd like to state something. The first key I think a lot of people will have to take note of when it comes to accessing the corridors of power, sorry please, is the law of distinctive excellence. Distinctive excellence. Why do I call it distinctive excellence? I call it distinctive excellence because the excellence that is generic will not pull attention. Generic excellence will not pull attention. You know what I mean by that? Excellence that is found on the surface, everybody is doing it, so you are doing it exactly that way. The highest you can do is that somebody who has seen what you're doing will say you are trying, you're on your way, but you are like this. Listen, it's in excellence we find our distinctiveness. It's in excellence we get our distinctiveness. For example, if we call Pastor Jerry Eze, for example, you know what he's doing right now. Possibly he's leading a prayer somewhere. Am I correct? Now he has become an authority in that. Reverend Sam Oye to leading prayer somewhere. Possibly Pastor Bolaji do also the new season prayer, something like that. Also leading prayers and all of that. Now let me tell you the truth. Prayer is an important factor, but as it is in that space, it is either you do it in a different way or you do it more stronger than they are. In fact, most of the times, even if God leads you to start a prayer movement, people will say you are doing it because you saw these people doing it. Now, I hope you know that in Winners, they pray every morning. Actually, in Winners Church, they pray every morning. They run their prayers every morning. Dunamis, the same thing. Now, Dunamis does their own in the midnight. Right now, you are sure that there is this. Now, you see, it's the same action, but different approach. So I don't just call it the law of excellence. I call it the law of distinctive excellence. Now, Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 29, it says, do you see a man that is diligent in his business? How many of us remember my teaching on diligence? How many of us remember my teaching on diligence? Yes, good. So the first thing about diligence is what? It is excellent. Am I correct? It comes with discipline. And I would like to refer us, everyone watching out there, to go and find that series again. All right, go and find it. I talked about diligence. I think that would be day 2 or day 3 on gaining mastery. He said, diligent, yes, in his business. Do you see that now? In his business. You know the problem, many people, I think it was Reverend Chris that shared the story. Then he ended the story with, mind your business. The energy you are using to check other people's business, can you put that energy? There are many of us who know about other people's business more than our business. Do you know that a man who is truly focused on his business does not even know what is happening in somewhere else? Yes, sir. And let me tell you, I saw this yesterday, very powerful. And thank God for the teaching of God's servant, Pastor Ayo Ajani, it was a few days ago. All right, and there were some things he was strengthening just on a personal wise. And then he said something very powerful. He said, there are things you will know. It shows you're not serious. No, I mean, like, you know the first song a secular artist releases enough to say it's a bad song. How? No, I mean, how? It's because you've been checking it. You know when this gospel artist sang with the other one and the other one. It's because you've been checking it out. There are many of us on our media space, we need to block the things which we are hearing, which you are seeing. Very important. Can I tell you something that shocked me? One of the sports I love a lot is wrestling, and in as much as I ran away from it due to its addictive effect on me, I once in a while try to peep. And as we all know, for those who know John Cena has retired. But something happened when I was watching the retirement video of John Cena. I discovered that John Cena at age 3 was using his brother to do wrestling. At age 5, used his brother to do wrestling. And the parents were videoing it. And you know what came to my mind? How can somebody who does not pray in the Holy Ghost, possibly like you, have a vision as a small boy and finally achieves it? And was so good at it. So when he was retiring, they played videos of him from when he was a child, that focus. You know what the parents do? They understand the law of focus. They would put videos. You know, it's then they used to do it wallpaper. How many of us remember wallpaper? If you did not see the days of wallpaper, please, you are not even in an Indomie generation. You are in a, what do you call it now? What generation? This one, you are in Alpha Gen Z. Where you enter somebody's room, you will see the rapper he loves. You see the girl of his dream, which is somebody will put in Beyonce's picture as the lady of his dream. Okay, where how? Some of them will do silly so that they are sleeping, they will be looking at it. Do you understand? Then you see house. How many of us? There's one with house. The person will be every time the person is looking. So do you know that thing has a powerful effect? The person may be sleeping on that bed, but he's seeing himself in that house. I want to show you guys something. Tony, go to that mirror. Pick this mirror. I want to show you something about focus. Drop your stuff. Very powerful. Everyone out there, I want you to watch this. Now, look into the mirror as you're picking it. Or I'll be picking it. Be looking only into the mirror. Try pick it out. Alright. Is it that difficult? Raise it up. Okay, guys, don't worry. Let him pick it up. Or I'll be looking into the mirror and be bringing it. Don't look anywhere. Be looking into it. Don't look anywhere. What's happening to you? What's happening to you as you're coming? Be coming, bringing it. Look into the mirror. No, shift from the camera, please. Be coming. Be looking into the mirror. Don't look on the ground. Look into the mirror. What's happening to you? You're looking at yourself. Look at the sides of the mirror. Check. Be coming. Now, I wish there was a way we could get this. Now, what is happening to your eyes as you're looking into the mirror? Check. Or yeah, take it back. Just take it back. Or yeah, be looking into the mirror. Be looking into the mirror. What's happening to you? Are you getting some word of confused? What's happening as you're looking at it? Come, collect the mirror. Take, answer. So that others online can hear. I think we are 2 minutes to our break. What's happening to you as you're looking into the mirror and you're going?
I was leaving the back.
Yeah.
I'm coming towards myself.
Okay, you're coming towards yourself. But another thing you discover is that you're confused between the information of the place and what you're seeing in the mirror. If you truly do it, and I want everybody to do it. I'm not talking about the small mirror. Now, it means that what you see affects your reality. Like, try it. Media pastor, try it. I want somebody to check it out. Just go. Look into the mirror. Pick it out. Just take a few steps up. I did this myself almost 3 to 5 times 2 days ago while I was preparing for this. Now, look into, look into, go back, put the mirror back on the wall as though it's on the wall. Look into the mirror, raise it up. Yeah, good. Start going with it. Look into it. Start coming. Is there some form of confusion?
Yes.
What's happening?
I'm seeing a lot of things.
You're seeing a lot of things and it's conflicting with what you already know about the place. Now drop it. What am I trying to say? Listen. You have a picture of reality in destiny. What you see can create the biggest confusion for you. So if you notice then, what parents who want their children to be soldiers do is that they first put in their rooms fighter jets, am I correct? Minican soldiers, pictures of soldiers that won gold medal, medals of honor and all of that. As the child grows, there are military parades. They take the child for the military parade. In fact, most possibly, how America and other countries have soldiers always recruiting is because the fathers of soldiers train their children that way. In fact, do you know the funny thing? When a soldier returns or finishes his training, he will stand. It will have to be his wife or his mother that must come and remove him from the position he's standing. So when they say everybody you are now on, they will have to stand there. Some people will stand hours because nobody is there to welcome them. Somebody must love them enough to come and hug them. I want you guys to check what I'm saying now. In the end, the child knows he may die in war fronts, but he still goes. You know why? They've shown him a glory that is bigger than his life. Now guess what? When we come back, we're going to be talking much more on this matter of distinctive excellence. Thanks for joining us. See you in a few minutes. Thank you. Well, welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed that short break. Okay, quickly. So, a lot of us, you know the problem, we see too much of everything that we are now confused about what we want to achieve. You see, most times you don't succeed because you know something about everything. You succeed sometimes because you know much about what you want to achieve. And so, like I was saying, how comes you want to succeed in an area, but you know much more of everything? Like immediately a matter comes up, you can talk more about it than what you can see about where you are. Can I tell you the truth? See, I may not know everything, but when it comes to the matters around my vision, I make it see. You see, there's something God's servant Pastor Ayo said. He said, don't make people feel as though you are nagging when you are standing on your convictions about an area you want to succeed in. He said, you guys heard it, right? He said, be bold about it. He said, because people tend to, you are not whatever. But what they are doing is dehumanizing and devaluing your area of skill. He said, don't take it for granted. How am I trying to say? You say you want to be excellent. All right, but you know stuff that doesn't concern you. In fact, write it out there in capital letters. Mind your business. Let's see. You know the funny thing, but I heard about a couple who will always fight, and whenever they start fighting, now another person will come in to separate them. Both of them will forget that they are fighting, and they are back at the couple. Now, what happened one day? I think the guy was beating the lady, and then one guy came in. He saw all the compound people just stand on their own. She was like, what is it? What is it? I think the case came out in a Nigerian court. He said, what is it? Why is it that you guys will see them fighting and you leave them? The neighbor said, come. All of us, are we fools and are we inhuman that will see this man and this woman beating each other? All right, actually, it was actually an each other beating. And then would come, would stay. We've tried. The man said, no, let him go and prove. Guess what? The woman mistakenly took bottle. She was going to, and the bottle she had always used on the husband, he has survived. They will laugh. Do you understand? And broke his head, and he died. No, sorry. She took a bottle and broke the guy's head. So the guy, out of anger, took a rod, all right, like joke, he just wanted to wipe, and he hit the husband on the head, and the guy died. And the woman sued the man to court. And was like, it was me trying to help. She said, who sent you? It came out in a Nigerian court. You see, sometimes many people just in the question of, let me go and check what is happening. I've lost it. Am I saying that you don't check? I'm trying to say not everything should be worth gaining your attention. Do you know one thing I saw with Moses? The Bible said that Moses was taking his father's flock, his father-in-law's flock, to the backside of the wilderness. But you know the funny thing? God could not use a rat in the wilderness to get his attention. Are you trying to get what I'm saying? It was not a cat that got his attention. God had to do something that was worth the attention of Moses, as much as lighting a fire with a bush not burning. So if you see how Moses described what got his attention, you know not anything can get his attention. There's some of you, any small thing get your attention. You are at work, for example. I had it was a man of God. Is actually, many of us know, well, David Dibeme actually. He said that on Mondays when he comes to work, there is a way you will greet him, but he will start considering to sack you. He said that a lot of people would not do their duties, but their masters are greeting. He said it should just be precise and everybody go to work. There are people who will get to work, but they will go from one office to another, office to another, office to another. Or yeah, in the end, have you carried out the document? Have you signed the document? No! Focus! There is a way you want to build capacity in something, but you will block out. Can I tell you the truth? I don't see any comedy. I don't, to be very sincere, I cannot remember the last time I looked and I saw a comedy. No. Maybe say prank video or whatever. No. To be very sincere. Now, it's not also good not to know some things. I'm only saying that what should take your major priority in what you focus on should be something that concerns what you want to do. I saw that thing about John Cena and I was bewildered, shocked. Now, next powerful thing, all right, is when it comes to corridors of power, is understanding. This one is a very sensitive one. Is understanding how to control the high points of people you want to access. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't want to use the word emotional high points. Yesterday, I think it will be yesterday, I showed media pastor a video. Now, backstage, these guys were actually wrestlers. Backstage, they were going to come out and create a wonderful show for the audience of almost, let's say, 90,000. And then, even the guys who were going out there, you see, when you see these wrestlers come out, you see them come out with so much boldness. But the guys backstage were scared. They were like, will people still love me? It's been years. Will I be appreciated? And this was them sharing their own experience. And then guess what? On the stage, the guys who were out there, who were going to introduce them, kept on creating expectation. Expectation. How many of you have gone for programs? And I learned this with some programs we've gone for. When it's a miracle meeting, right? Both from the prayers, the worship, the testimonies, they see the testimonies they hear, they give. You want to create a miracle meeting where people are expecting, trusting the Lord for healing meetings. You can't be taking a testimony on financial breakthrough. Do you see that? The testimony, for example, I want everybody to believe God for financial breakthrough. The first thing I'll do is this: welcome to service, and then either display a dollar bill and tell you it is God's will for you to prosper. Everybody who is on a t-shirt is telling you it's God's will for you to prosper. And then guess what? The song comes, and then they sing a song around God's will for you to prosper. And then guess what? The person who is doing the introduction to the service comes in. You see, that's why even our introduction to service cannot be generic. Everybody, God bless you, this is us, this is our vision, sit tight. No, your speech must be in tune with what people are coming to expect that day. How many of you believe, according to God's word, that it is his will for you to prosper and be in health as your soul prospers? A testimony came, a brother came one time, he had nothing, and at the sound of God's word, is he the only brother that came expecting and nothing, and something happened? No, others came, and for some nothing happened. In fact, the reason why you have people who are trusting God there is because not everybody received financial breakthrough. No, I mean it. You see, that's one thing many of us don't get. Then you want to talk on maybe the financial breakthrough, then people are looking at your shoe, you're looking at everything about it, it doesn't look like it, and all of that. Then you are wondering, wow. Then the testimony comes. Then you see, maybe in the testimony booth, people are taking the testimony. Come, hey, my daughter died and she rose again. Hallelujah. They say, come for miracle service. They say, do you know that I jumped up and I jumped down? Oh my God, call for creative service. Then one comes and says, do you know that I came and I gave my offering, I gave my tithe, I sowed the seed, God gave me wisdom, God gave me knowledge. In fact, they will check the testimony to see what they want to create in the hearts of people. Oh, is that? Pick him up. Your dog is wondering, hey, is it that my testimony? No, it's not in alignment with the vision for that service. So guess what? They take the person and the person comes. They tell the person, when it's time, say your testimony majestically. And most times when the testimony season is coming and the person comes and says, I want to kneel down and give God this glory. You say, oh, just kneel down as if it's different. Just don't worry, do what. You know why? You know why? It has more impression. We are not saying it's doctored. We are only saying that when they notice somebody who is willing to go the mile to show gratitude in that area, they bring the person out. One just come, I just did. In fact, can I tell you, if you come and say, my own is not much, but God gave me a financial breakthrough. Financial breakthrough. Okay, good. I had nothing to eat, and somebody gave me 1,000. Oh, go and give glory to God. You think you hear your name on stage? You don't hear. But the one that say, God gave me money in 50 zeros. Oh my God. No, I'm telling you. Do you understand? No, do you understand? I'm trying to tell you that what they are building is expectation, because listen, results do not track no expectation. Results tracks expectation. So till the point where the word will come, the expectations, and then the man of God comes and says, oh my God, after the testimony, everybody's fired up. Oh yeah, open your mouth and begin to pray, Lord. Then guess what? If he's on systems, they'll now say, oh yeah, fine, it's now time for tithe and offering. Remember the testimony of that brother, remember the testimony of that sister, and you came with your 10,000. I wonder, that brother put this thing on. You see that now? Then the man of God also comes and says, I was touched by the testimony of what God did. Look at that. Now, it's called the law of deductive effect. Using one person's effect to control almost 1,000. I want to tell everybody I'm kind. All right? All I need to do is I can pick one person. And the truth is, if you're somebody who is going to lead, you have to learn that. Question: your governor, or possibly the politician in the office from where some of you come from, is not good. But when he wants people to feel that he's doing good, he says, let's go on a crowd walk. As he's going, he looks at one guy selling pure water. What he's supposed to do for the whole citizens, he looks at that guy and says, come. Everybody's looking. He puts the guy through school. But that is supposed to be for almost 10,000 students. He does it for one person. And the guy now is now the announcer. That's why before you check whether something about what somebody is saying is true, be sure it's not only one person that is saying it. So you want to assess corridors of power. You have to ensure everybody who encounters your business, encounters your service, is saying the same thing about you. Now, for example, everybody knows. Personally, I really don't want to be a nice leader, like nice. No, I want to be known for a few things. One is order. Another is excellence. And so, as long as somebody can say, Apostle, if it's order, and you know what? I'll tell you what order cures. Order cures the issue of protocoling. How people handle you. Once people just know you're an orderly person, the consciousness of, oh, Jesus, what will they check? It just happens to them. It just happens to them. Now, you know the problem with many of us? You're not controlling what people think about you. You're not controlling the perception people have about you. And you know the funny thing? If you check, even without telling people what you represent, but when people go to somewhere, you discover 5 people will say the same thing about you. You didn't sit down to tell them. So how do great leaders correct this? They tell people what to take. For example, I just said, I want you guys to believe I'm a person of order. Check. Whether you like it or not, if you did not have a perception about order about me, immediately you see this video or you hear it for the first time here, guess what? You just say, I know he's this, I know, but you see order. But you see order. You see, it's because I said, Jesus said, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me because he has anointed me. He said he's anointed. So people believed he was anointed. That was how he controlled the Pharisees. Will look at that guy. In fact, can I tell you the truth? When Nicodemus came to see Jesus, what did he say? He said, Master, I know that you are the Son of God. Who told them he's the Son of God? No, real truth. No, I know you are sent from God. Who told them? It's because Jesus, every time he met them, he said, I am the bread of heaven. I came from heaven. Do you understand? He said, he kept on telling them, I am anointed. Then he said, no one can do these things except God be with him. Where did they hear it from? The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me because he has anointed me. People will only tell you what they feel about you. You are the one to give them the real idea about you. Are you telling me? You say, I will leave them to find out. And that's how Satan will keep making you to meet people, the right people, in wrong scenes. You see that now? You are the one to correct it. So you hear people who are speakers, when they go to a place, they say, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank God for bringing me here. I'm a person who believes in honor. Wow. My question is this: how many percentage of your life has people seen in the open to believe that you're a person of honor? I'm a person of honor. I'm a person of excellence. I'm a person of value. I'm a person that does not believe that people should be moving around when the world is going on. Question. Guess what? Immediately he says that somebody who is about to walk just will freeze and go back. Do you understand? See, that is where leadership in perception and aura. Listen, can I say this? Write it down. Perception equals reality. Meaning what? I write it down. Don't look at me. Write it down. Now, see, meaning what people perceive about you is their reality about you. There are 3 ways to control perception. Number 1, what you say about yourself. Number 2, what you allow people. I did not say what people say about you. I say what you allow. Now let me tell you, I'm just saying this for those who are in PR, they may know this better. When you see, for example, either a scandal or something, what do PR people do? Do PR people just wipe the information clean? No, what they do is that they strengthen another identity about the person that swallows up the idea of the person. For example, there's a case of maybe, let's say, a great man who was caught stealing. Can you imagine a politician everybody know stole as a local government chairman? Then when it comes to the governor, everybody governorship, maybe later in his life, he now say, then I was blackmailed. Everybody knew this guy stole. I was blackmailed. But now I've come. You see the person who was a thief now leading. It's because they've mastered the art of controlling the aura around them. And the greatest way, I've taught you guys this thing, for those in leadership, notice that when you want to correct the perception of a poor man around you, what do you do? Give him? Give him food. In fact, you necessarily don't need to give him money. Just give him food. That's why sometimes when they want to hear secret, you just take a few poor guys, take them to an eatery, tell them, eat anything you want here. But can't you give me the money? They will not give you. You know why? The idea of giving you money will make you always come back. But when somebody gives you food, you hardly come back. No. You're laughing now, but I'm giving you the way, real truth. Wait, if I have a choice, I don't want a guy to come back to disturb me. Maybe he's a pester, right? Two things I can do to him. In fact, three. If I give him food, the truth is that it will be hard for him. Just that one plate can buy me like 5 more years of no disturbance. If I give him money, every time he needs money, no matter how hard it is, if you choke him small, he'll just come. Now, the third thing people do is that they give you the amount you cannot pay back. They give you the amount. They know that you will waste it. And they tell you, please pay me back. Now, the funny thing is that they have settled you and they are not expecting you to pay back that money. So every time you see them by yourself, you'll be running away. Do you understand? Now, real truth, you have to learn to control the effect. You cannot be somebody who is going into corridor of power and you don't have this sense of wisdom. Another way to control the perception, or before we go on a short break, all right, or on that sense of power, all right, control the effect in that wise, is by the law of unity perception. You sell a perception of unity. You know how they do it? For example, you've seen people who are coming out for politics, even people who say they are fighting for the masses. There is a part of selfishness inside. All you need to do, maybe you hate the other political leader, right? Or you hate the other business. You come and identify with people. That's why you see politicians eat with Almajiri children. Look at us. This government as it is now. Anybody that does that is not a good leader. In fact, that's what made me believe that there is skeleton in the cupboard of some aspiring leaders. How come we only see you sharing food when it's time for election? Or when the other person, no. So guess what? It's, all of us are not, the government is not taking care of these children. Okay, you can give them bags of rice without sitting down to eat with them. No, see, to be very sincere, you see some of them even sharing the same spoon. You go on the internet, you see this thing, you're asking yourself, what? Then you see the children that they carry, some of them literally, after touching those children, they carry like that, smiling. You can see like that. You can see the smile. Then they enter inside their car. Give me a sanitizer, quick. Doctor, test me. When we come back, we'll finish this up. Welcome back. So you must, like I said, you must learn to control the idea people have about you. Now, I would like you to quickly do this right now. Write out 5 things you want everybody out there about you to say. Write it out. No, I mean it. Write it out. Real truth. Even tyrants have killed in the name of goodwill. Because they kept on telling people, I am not a wicked man. I just love my people. Are you writing it down? If you're online or you're listening to this now, write it down. Yeah. Are we done that? We've done that, right? Okay. So now have we done? Let me assume we've written up to 3. Everybody now, I would like you to see after me. I am this. Now you mention number 1. Now look at me when you are saying it. Don't look at your book and just, there's a difference when you are saying it to your book. I am an excellent person. You need to think you are just talking. Look at me straight in the eye and say, I 1, 2, 3, go. Number 1, I am what? No, don't look at your book. It's different. It's a different idea. Just leave it where it is for time's sake. Now, you see somebody who is sleeping around, getting. You see, the case that is up right now, right? And it's how a lady who, when she mentioned the things she did to get the money she used to buy cars and buy house, how that lady is accusing another person of doing this thing. And the person says, look at, you see somebody who is sleeping around saying, I'm a child of God, a very strong one at that. Now guess what? It doesn't fit. Oh yeah, fine. Let's see. Number 1, I am what? Oh yeah, let me hear. I am what? Oh yeah, totally. Let me hear you. Say 1. Okay, say he's an excellent man. Now, if you come to, let's say, an event, and I look at people, I don't want to brag much, but I have seen the blessings of God in huge amounts. Now, guess what happens? Somebody who took me for granted before that event, immediately I say that after the meeting, hello, sir. You said, listen, you sell the idea of what you want people to perceive you as with words. Write it down. Words. Don't say what you don't want people to see you as. It's simple. You hear somebody say, some people just to claim that they were hardened men. Do you know that before I used to be a dangerous man? Then you are wondering all of a sudden, you're looking at the campus and saying, what a dangerous past they have. No, they told you. Now, do you know what? See, can I just give you one hard truth? And nice people always make this mistake. They make this mistake a lot. Never allow people define you. Don't try it. Let your word define you. So you're meeting a business person for the first time, and then you're telling the person, whatever you think, just believe about me. No! They came to arrest Jesus and they asked him, are you the Son of God? He said, I am he. Where he did not want to be, he kept quiet. He kept on saying, I am the Son of Man. The Son of Man shall die. The Son of Man shall be buried. The Son of Man shall rise. Now, question. You see, when Jesus asked his disciples, who do men say I am? What did they say? Some say you are this. Some say, look at the many perceptions people had. But then, when one person said what was in his heart, what did he say? Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you. This is it. Do you know what he just did by that? He corrected the perception. In the heart, some people follow Jesus because they thought it was Elijah that has come back. Oh God, anybody that comes to arrest us, fire with. But you could see the perception in their heart on why they followed him. When he said you are the God's Messiah, guess what? He now said flesh and blood has not. Now that's why then now said the Son of Man shall. So the first thing you use is words. Number 2, the second thing you need to do is you need to how do I put it now? You need to break down your life into 3 phases. You need what we call a public life. You need what we call a private life. Then you need what we call a personal life. The 3 P's. The public, now some people are saying things like, what I am in the secret is what I am in the open. See, you're not truly telling the truth. Not everybody should see everything about you. You give the public what you want them to see about. Now, your private life, talk about those within your circle, within your organization. Now, do you notice? Can I tell you the truth? Any business that is doing turnover in billions, when you see the CEO of that business, maybe having an interview, you see him just talking nicely. You know, I try my best, I'm hardworking. Go and ask the staff. Immediately that man even finishes his show and is going back to the office, you see every staff running away. The people in their circle, to maintain that personal life that has a public life, there is something extra which you don't see. Have you seen people you want to work with from far? You're telling yourself, oh, every time they talk on interview, they are nice. In fact, there is a way you see somebody very detailed in the public bar. Between God and man, to get that kind of detail, the person is very stern in their personal space. That's why many of them will not allow you into their private space. They can't. There are some of you, when you went for training, the first time you went to get a job, you see them, you see the office speak. Hello, nice. Then maybe by mistake, you just heard the boss shout, are you all mad? Why will you do this? Then you see the boss come out to talk to you. Hello, you want to work with us? And you say, he liked me more. Don't worry. When you enter, you now discover that to get a public result, hope you know that the engine that makes fast cars run and look fine outside is hot inside. Very hot. Engines are working. It's heating. Water is cooling at the same time. Battery is charging at the same time. So the problem many of us, I think we are handling a case recently on a system where a man of God, all right, not mentioning him for respect's sake, was correcting something he was supposed to correct in a training, right, in the public. Now, the problem when people have bad faith is when they take what is private back to the public. Now, even real truth. Have you seen this when you and your dad possibly you were at home, then you see everybody, maybe it's Thanksgiving and everybody saying, husbands, wives, come and talk about your husbands. They used to do it in a church then. We used to attend, that would be last day's messenger's mission. Come and talk about your husband. 2 minutes I'm off. And you say, my husband is the nicest man. He has never shouted on me. He'll just carry my shoe and then the man will just come out there, even try to fix it. Everybody shout, woo! My dear, you as the child, you'll be looking. Do you understand? Because you know, for there to be peace, there is what always divergent view, and sometimes communicating divergent view is not in the same sign. You see, there's something my wife used to tell me then. She always say, we come from different backgrounds, expect us to clash. Me, I did not believe in it. And guess what? Time opened my eyes. Sometimes to communicate the truth, I'm like, it's a lie. It's going to be this way. If it is not this way, no. If it's, you are dreaming. Do you understand? And I'm trying to say, take your private life to the public. It's another way you control what people perceive about you. Then there is what we call personal life. The personal life is your relationship between you and God and you and your spouse. Most times it's a threefold cord. God and your spouse, not even children. I think yesterday I was sharing something with media pastor, and then I opened a document and he was listening. Now there was a time within our ministry I changed the leadership model, and then they were not comfortable with it. Hey, apostle is too stern, is too whatever. Now, and they did not even know why. Until yesterday, this was almost 2 years ago. Until yesterday, I showed him the reason. He was shocked. Now, because at that point, he had not grown to handle that kind of information. So, you've got to learn to put out by action, by words, all right, and by actions, the things you want everybody out there to perceive about you. Is the truth. The last way, and then I'll wrap up, on controlling perception is by controlling. I'm using the word controlling. Controlling both by right attitude, your heart, and by training what those who are from you say about you. Controlling both by right attitude and by training what those from you say about you. Now listen, don't let anybody work closely with you without being trained on what we call imagery or vision. Now, how many of you have seen a bank closing? We went into a bank recently, I and my wife, and then this young man, gentleman, walks up to us. Actually, it's very clear that he's a new marketer because his tie was somehow old, his shirt was a bit brownish white, right? I'll not call the color of the tie so that the bank will not. Do you understand? Now, and then his shoe was not covered shoe, it was canvas, but it was black. Do you understand? And his trouser is not the same with his suit. Now, it's funny he has met him. Now, I don't know how whether he knows him, but I don't know. Now, when the guy came, hello, how are you? With everything. I remember as I come this one. Now, somebody who is a newbie in the event, who say, he's a good guy. No, they sent him to do that on his own. He cannot come. He won't do that. Have you opened with us even when they know that the bank is on a deficit? Have you opened with us? We have the best saving plans even when they know they lost money. Do you know we have started a new savings package? I just told him, I say, sir, we have an accountant. He's the accountant. Meet my wife. He went to meet when my wife looked at him, I was like, okay, can you open? Our guy just gave us, let's be good. Now, do you know? Now, beautifully, that guy on his own will not say that. He will not say our bank is possible the bank has even collected money from his account. But what is it? He's trained to say, some of you are employing people and you're just saying them, just work for me like that. It's a lie. The person must sell the idea. You want to say, and you have to ensure it's you. Recently, BUA gave its staff 30 billion naira to share for best staff. What do you think that thing is for? Is to say thank you for all the shouting, all the whatever. Incentives is another way to train your workers to do that. Like now, I saw that same day the bank was giving food bags to their staff, and then the bank will now come and say, the staff will say, I want to retire. But when they see food bags, they say, at least I know say Christmas always they say where will I go? They are there. Do you understand now? So I'm trying to teach you as a business person, don't just leave things to chance. What people are saying, there are some of you notice a customer came in. When the customer was calling you, I'm coming, I can't wait to work with you. But when you came, you discovered that your staff and the customer were waiting for you. But when the customer finally came in, the customer now said, I don't feel I want to do business with you again. Do you really think it's just demonic influence? No! Something about your staff. In fact, some customers will come and your staff will forget that they are professionals. Instead of focusing on their duty, they will leave the counter and come and say, Sister me, hey, how are you? They say, this is your boss. How far? That's how she used to come home. That's how he used to come home. And guess what? The person has a... So all the image the person has seen about you lost in his spirit. That's why in a professional space, don't tolerate unprofessionalism. Never tolerate it. Never. See, I'm saying a million times. And by God's grace, even in our ministry next year, a lot of those policies will come up. There are places you don't pick calls. During work, you are just like somebody comes to the counter. And have you gone? There was a hotel we went to. Did you follow us? You followed me to the east when I preached for God's way. When we preached, there was a hotel he put us in Uturu, and there's a girl. How many of you remember that girl? There's a girl. Everybody was complaining about girl. In fact, you know what? Our host finally had to say, please, I want to talk with your boss. Most times he has to take somebody else to come and pacify the people and say, please, that's not how we are. It's just this person. But guess what? Will you, every time you want to go to, even if they ask that girl, you say, I don't just nonsense from that. You have lost somebody. That's why, listen, people used to think the person you put as a receptionist must be the lowest, but it's one of the biggest errors many people do. You have to take the manager, the person that has greatest obsession. See, don't put somebody who does not have obsession for your business or your ministry or your work at the first place, at the front. Don't try it. In fact, the person at the front should be the best. Then notice, if you are welcomed well in a hotel, the receptionist did well. If the housekeeper did not treat you well, you feel the hotel is still good, you can call it. But if the person who met you at the gate treated you off, no matter how good other staff are, you're already off. That's one of like, sometimes have you gone to business places, you see the people put their leg on the table as though they are the boss and they are cleaning their nails, and the person stands there and is asking, please, who is here? Who is here? Now it's funny how after 2 minutes, the person you thought was also a customer comes to you and says, I'm working here. What are you here for? What? Are you being here? And the funny thing is, why did you do it? The person says, if for circumstances, will you talk to me? Then why did you come for? You see, listen, let me tell you the truth. Leadership takes a bit of sternness. Listen, nice leaders cannot build anything. Let me see, I will say it 1,000,000 times. I think Pastor Ayo even said this to us. He said, let me tell you, as a policy, you have to have policies that control these things. You have to. Some of you are building great empires. You see the bad guy because he wears white, you think he does not shout. Go to site first. In fact, most believe that their boss is a good boss. The only way the boss makes up for the shouting is by giving them incentives. But to get things done, there's a man that said this, and I'll wrap up. The man said that if you're going to create $1 billion worth business, that will be a unicorn in your lifetime, not transgenerational wealth. He said that the truth is this: within the first 10 to 15 years of your business, people will call you a dictator. You know what dictating is? That nobody lifts a finger without you knowing or saying something. And I'm joke apart, it's almost true. You know the reason? You only give that leverage to people who have their heart for the thing like you do, because their acts will not be wrong. But you see people who come late, and do you know the funny thing? Is how we give excuses. We allow excuses to destroy the standards we've built. Wait, it's very clear if you're going to be coming from another state to come and work for me, all right? If you're not going to stay around, you'll be coming late. So why go through the hassle of looking at the person crying and employing the person only to be shouting on the person for the next 6 months? Do you see that now? Why go through the hassle? That's why employment should not be done with your emotions. I'm entering another part already. HR. You don't do employment with this thing. Most times you ask, how far can the person go? Because listen, you think, have you employed people that immediately they come? Every morning is my child this, my child that, my child this, my child that. In some systems, women don't even know, the organization does not even know that the woman has children. You know why? Many of them don't want, they don't want anything that will be an excuse between emotions and whatever. But somebody, you see competent people, then you see one carrying, you say, there's nothing for us to eat. Just remove small money back. Say, you have nothing to eat. Take. God bless you. You can go. But you know what you do? How can I help her? How can I help you? Except the person has proven, come. Oh yeah, you sit down. Every day, people are coming to your hotel, and then the first thing they see is that they see child poo in front. They see. Do you understand? I'm trying to say, now there are people who can control these things. But I'm trying to tell you that if you want to build that's why in major businesses, they don't keep, most in sensitive positions, don't keep long-term workers. You know the idea? They always want positions to be at their best. So what does this call for as I wrap up? You must be professional in your approach. You must learn to control the effect people have out there. There are people who think they are nice people. In fact, the funny thing is that it's the innocent people that are more injured. Good people have been tagged bad. Have you seen somebody you are helping? One day you cannot help the person. The person say, That's why some people don't start helping. Because once they start helping, it now has a sense of entitlement. And you know what I learned with that? Once you notice that somebody has a sense of entitlement, withdraw the incentives. Let the person go back to normal again. Real truth. Withdraw the incentive. Withdraw it. Well, I think we've said enough for now. And I'd like you to look into my eyes as I say what I want to say. Listen to me. God has designed you to be great. God has designed you for greatness. But let me tell you, majority of the place we are born from, our backgrounds, has kept us back. Take initiative today. Go and listen to last week's series on leadership. Listen to that of this week and get wisdom. In fact, the wisdom for today is to teach you to be professional when you don't even have your business, so that when you will have yours, you'll be able to lead effectively. Remember, carry compassion also. It will take you a great deal. Most of the people who are coming to apply for your business to work for you are not there yet. So expect some flops, but also ensure that they grow while they stay with you. God bless you. Thanks for joining us today. I pray for you that the grace for wisdom, the grace to build effectively, the grace for distinctive excellence will rest upon you. The ability to do things your way, yet perfect, will come upon your life. In the name of the Lord Jesus. Tomorrow, guess what? I'm going to be talking on the power of character as access key to the corridors of power. I know many of you think you know what character is, but you'll be shocked that you don't know what I'm about talking about. Trust me, I assure you'll be shocked. Thanks for joining us. Remember, give this to someone.